woodland.
Ranger Bill, warrior of the woodland, struggling against extreme odds, traveling dangerous trails, fighting the many enemies of nature. This is the job of the guardian of the forest, Ranger Bill. Pouring rain, freezing cold, blistering heat, snow, floods, bears, rattlesnakes, mountain lions. Yes, all this in exchange for the satisfaction and pride of a job well done.
Say, boys and girls, have you ever heard of big things disappearing right out from under your nose? Oh, like a building, or a car, or a mountain. Right now you're saying, don't be foolish. You can't lose anything as big as that. Well, you can. And in today's adventure with Bill and his Rangers, we're going to find out what it is and how it all happened. Right now, Bill and Henry are waiting for Colonel Anders to arrive on the noon train.
Here comes the Milk Run Special, Bill. What a train for Colonel Anders to take to Knotty Pine. Stops at every cow crossing and hitching post along the way.
Hey, you're right, pal. I wouldn't dare to ride it. But the Colonel has a reason.
What reason would anyone have to ride that slow boat to China? Unless they just wanted to look at the scenery.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Huh? You mean the Colonel's out looking at the scenery?
Yeah?
Well, why? He's been looking at this kind of country most of his life, hasn't he?
Well, ask me later, Henry. Here comes the Colonel now. Well, let's give him a hand with his bag.
Oh, sure, Bill.
Hello there, Bill. Henry.
Hello, Colonel Anders. How are you, sir?
Fine, and you?
The same, thank you.
Oh, hiya, Colonel. Here, let me take your bag.
Thank you, Henry. Well, Bill, are you all set?
Yes, we are, sir.
All set? Why, something going on around here I don't know anything about?
That's right, pal. I didn't get a chance to tell you before. The Colonel's here to make a very thorough inspection of our operations.
Something special?
Oh, yes, Henry. Some very important people are going to pay you a visit.
Oh, so that's why you took the milk train, huh, Colonel? Sort of looking things over as you went along.
That's right. Yes, Henry?
Well, may I ask who the very important people are?
Why, yes. The governor of our state, one of our senators in Washington, and the secretary of the Department of Interior.
Here comes the Redskins. Don't shoot. You can count the wrinkles on their faces.
Quiet, Stumpy. Shut off alarm.
Why didn't you tell me it was just this old burglar alarm, Grey Wolf? Sounded to me like the 400 was going by.
You must have plenty of good sleep. You heap witty this morning.
Huh? Talk about morning. Let's take a peek. See what kind of a day it is.
Also see if everything all right with Buffalo herd.
Oh, they'll be all right. Last night, the whole shooting match of them was close to the feeding barns. Sure is a beautiful day. Breathe in that morning air, would you?
Say, where's herd, Stumpy? They nowhere in sight.
Huh? What'd you say, young feller?
I said the buffalo not here.
But they gotta be here.
They gotta be here, but they're not.
Great day in the morning. You're right, Grey Wolf. No, ain't that peculiar? They've always been around the feeding barns. That is, till the grass gets good out on the range.
Grass not good on range yet. They should be here.
It's mighty odd looking to me. Grey Wolf, I think we'd better saddle up and find that herd.
Oh, Star Boy, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, you all set for the inspection tour, Colonel?
Yes, Bill. There's a fine mount you've given me. Easy there, Dusty.
You ready, Henry?
Sure. Bess, quiet down, girl. Quiet down now.
Well, where do you want to go first, Colonel Anders?
I'd like to take a look at the herd first, Bill. That's what the governor seems most interested in. You know, largest herd in the country and all that.
All right, Colonel. Get up there, Storm.
Come on, get up, Bess. Come on.
Grey Wolf, this whole thing is crazy. Let's pull up a while and talk this situation over.
That's a good idea.
Oh, there,
walking.
Beauty.
Oh,
Oh, there, girl. Well, Grey Wolf, I don't savvy this at all. We've been all over the range. Ain't seen nary a critter.
Whole herd missing. That impossible.
Impossible is right. But I seen it with my own eyes.
And there only one conclusion.
Yep. Only one. That there herd of nickel faces is just plumb up and vanished into thin air.
Stumpy, I not worried so much about what Bill says, what Colonel Anders say when he come.
Colonel Anders?
Yeah.
Great horned toads. I clean forgot about him being here for inspection.
Well, it's been nice working for forestry service, Grey Wolf.
Well, we can face the music better on a full stomach, Grey Wolf. So, what do you say we wrestle up some grub for breakfast?
Hey, there's the feed barns in the cabin up ahead.
Looks very familiar, fellas. Stumpy's told many a good yarn in that cabin. Say, Bill, where's the herd? They're usually around the barns this early in spring, aren't they?
Huh? Well, I don't know where they are, Colonel. Oh, perhaps the fellas draw them to the other end of the range just to give them exercise.
Hey, Bill.
Huh?
There's Stumpy and Grey Wolf in front of the cabin now.
Good. Be nice to see them again.
Maybe the fellows will have the coffee pot on, Colonel, and we can have a nice, friendly chat over a cup of coffee.
Sounds good to me. Maybe Stumpy's got a story for us, huh? It's really nice to be out here at the old cabin again, fellas. Just like old times.
Mighty nice to have you with us again, Colonel. Sorry I don't have the fixings for some flapjacks. Grey Wolf kind of ate me out of house and home.
And you're still living, Grey Wolf?
Now, see here, Sonny.
I mean because you make them so good, Stumpy.
Oh, no.
I can see things haven't changed much. Well, Stumpy, how about spinning one of your famous yarns just for old time's sake, huh?
Huh? Well, sure, Colonel. Only the one I'm going to tell I can hardly believe myself.
This one must be good.
What do you mean, Stumpy?
Well, it's this way, Colonel Anders. You see, last night, this morning... No, it was last night. Something happened.
Uh-oh, now we'll have it.
Quiet, Henry.
Something happened? What was it?
The buffalo herds plumb disappeared.
The buffalo herds disappeared?
Yes, sir. Whole kit and caboodle right into thin air.
But that's impossible, Stumpy.
No, Bill. Not impossible. It's true. We get on horses, ride range from one end to other. Buffalo, not anywhere.
But how can a whole herd of buffalo just vanish?
That's plenty good question, Henry. I wish I could answer it.
Well, you fellows will have to find an answer soon.
Huh? What's that?
What you mean, Colonel?
I mean, there's some very important people who are interested in these buffalo. We've got to produce them when they visit here. Bill, you have a report ready on your progress by noon, will you? I'll go back to Knotty Pine and wait at headquarters. There's some other matters I have to attend to there.
All right, Colonel. Come on, boys. We've got a job to do. Find that herd.
Well, the Colonel took it rather calmly, didn't he, Bill? You'd think he would have blown his top when Stumpy gave him the news.
Colonel Anders is a Christian gentleman, pal. Tries to understand people and their problems. However, I wouldn't want to stretch his patience and understanding too far. There's a limit, you know.
Oh, that's right, Bill. Me hope him not reach limit before we find buffalo.
You and me likewise, Grey Wolf. What do you think we should do to find these missing critters, Bill?
Well, first thing, after we saddle up, let's follow the herd's trail to where it ends.
That easy, Bill. It end at Shady River. After that, poof, nothing.
Hiya, Bess. Are you ready for some exercise?
Hold it, fellas.
What's the matter, Bill? You see something?
Yes, Henry. Stumpy, Grey Wolf. I thought you said all the buffalo were missing.
That right, Bill. Whole herd gone.
Yep. They all up and get clean as a whistle.
Well, what do you call those two animals walking around in the feedlot on the other side of this corral?
Man alive! There's 2 buffalo in the feedlot.
It can't be. It can't be. That's a mirage. And their critters ain't real.
If I not see it with my own eyes, I say you're right, Stumpy. But those real live buffalo, all right.
But where'd it come from? There wasn't nary a critter here before. And where's the rest of the herd? How'd these two happen to get away from the main group?
Well, that's the question. How did they?
This is crazy, I tell you. Or something's crazy. Maybe it's me. But there wasn't any buffalo here a while ago. There's something mighty peculiar going on around here.
Hey, Stumpy, take it easy.
Yeah, old-timer, slow down. You'll burst a blood vessel.
But how do you explain it?
Well, I can't.
It looks like this is developing into a real mystery.
Yes, pal, and it's up to us to solve it, or have our heads chopped off. Now, let's saddle up, boys, and get going.
Well, Mr. Secretary, Senator Rand, it's a genuine pleasure to have you 2 gentlemen here at my home.
Thank you, Governor, for your hospitality. I've been impressed by the beauty of your home, and your state as well.
I agree, Mr. Secretary. Everything in this state is well maintained and a real pleasure to see. Now, Governor, how about that buffalo herd? You've bragged so much about it that the Secretary says he's just got to see those buffalo.
Don't worry, Mr. Secretary. You'll see the herd all right. We'll take a motor trip across the state. Be in Knotty Pine Saturday morning.
That's fine, Governor. I'm certainly looking forward to it.
You know, Mr. Secretary, we've got the largest herd in the world there at Knotty Pine. The Rangers have raised some beautiful animals, just as majestic as they ever were back in the old Western days.
You'd better not describe them any further to me, or I'll want to see them first thing in the morning.
Well, I've arranged all the details with Colonel Anders and Ranger Bill Jefferson, Mr. Secretary.
Oh, yes. Bill's been on several special assignments for me. He and the Colonel are very competent men. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing both of them. And those wonderful buffalo.
Well, I guess I'll have to admit this is a real puzzler, fellas.
And how? Say, maybe we've got flying buffalo.
We got some kind of special buffalo. Just what you'd call them, I don't know. You can see yourself it's no different what Grey Wolf and I found. The trail leads to the river, and that's the end of it.
What make it worse is those 2 buffalo who showed up at feed barns. And that plenty strange to figure.
Yeah. I don't see any trail signs across on the other riverbank. It'd be easy to spot where they came out of the river if they swam across.
Well, what do you geniuses propose we do now?
There's only one thing to do, fellas.
Huh? What's that, Bill? I thought we'd looked the place over thoroughly already.
We have, pal. Now let's split up and search the riverbank carefully. Maybe we'll find something that way.
Yeah, that sounds